Looks like, hello everybody. This is Rocco Million with Real Progressives. Friday night, it's 10:05 p.m. My new time slot will be a Friday at 8 p.m. Today I'm going to be talking to independent candidate for Senate in Washington State, David Strider. We're going to examine his platform and talk about the big picture. As it relates to MMT overall. And hello, Billy. Hello, Laura. Hello, everybody. Yeah, let me see. Okay, hi, David. Let me make sure you're on. Okay, I just turned on the thing. I'm going to invite you now. You should have a white icon that pops up letting you join, but I'm going to invite you anyway. And this time, let's keep our fingers crossed that Facebook allows us. David Strider. Okay, you're invited, brother. Sorry about the technical problems. That's the problem when, with real independent news, and things like this. We don't have production crews. We don't have, money. We don't, I don't know. I don't have technical skills. I'm just basically an idiot savant. All right, I'm a high school dropout, but I understand our operational reality, MMT. I put in a lot of work, a lot of homework into understanding, reading and understanding things. Works by Dr. Stephanie Kelton, Dr. Bill Mitchell, Ellis Winningham, Warren Mosler, Pavlina Chernova, Mike Norman, and many, many, many others. People like Steve Grumbine, he was the first person to get me. He's what we call an activist. There's lots of academic works that back up what we're saying, and there's lots of activists that can show you with simple logic and, scientific fact that this stuff is, on point and it's factual. And all problems in our society have their roots in economics, and they have their solutions in macroeconomics. Earlier today I was disappointed talking to some friends of mine in International Direct Democracy. They were, basically saying we the people have no power. And, until we get rid of government and, start anew, we have to burn it all down. We can't do nothing. Government can't do nothing. And this is a lot of people think this. The fact of the matter is, especially in a direct democracy group, you would think that they understand we, the people, have all the power collectively. I'm sure everybody that has a phone is getting an invite, Dave. I don't know why David Strider can't get on. Sometimes Facebook will just do that. It won't let some people get on. It's real weird. But yeah, the fact is we the people have all the power collectively. And that ain't me saying it. There's empirical evidence that proves this. Nixon didn't want the EPA. The ruling class didn't want the full employment policies of the New Deal. All right? The ruling class never just gives people justice. Never. All right? We always have to force the issue collectively. We are guaranteed government for, of, and by the people. There we go. But if we accept our government working for the private profits of the 1% at society's expense, guess what? They're going to give us fascism. So, don't be wondering. No, yeah, it says I invited David Strider. It says I invited David Strider, but it says David Atkins or Billy Atkins wants to get in. But this really sucks. I guess I'll just be going solo again. David, I guess you could just, type in the comments. Anyway, I wanted to talk about some the things that we're seeing in the mainstream news, today as it regards to Syria, especially. Also, I'll be talking about Trump's food for work or welfare for work programs, and then we'll discuss, the big picture as always again. The first thing we got to understand when we're talking about Syria, They want everybody to think that the problems happen when America, pulls out, when America leads from behind, as they say, and we don't take an active role on the world stage. They say this is when the problems happen. All right, ISIS gets in power and takes over, and atrocities happen. The reality is the exact opposite. Wherever America has interests, we see horrible things, destabilization, and that's for a reason. We have a pattern. We fund and arm and provide logistical support to opposition groups, radical groups all over the Middle East, in countries where we don't like the leader or the government. So WikiLeaks alone proved that since 2010 at least, America has been actively engaged in destabilizing Syria. We were behind the Arab Spring. Okay, we fund and arm the opposition groups in Syria, and most of these opposition groups are ISIS. Now, I guess one of our real progressives was telling me that there is a opposition group that is the people in Syria, but they're marginalized and hurt by both sides. The extremists on both sides, state and the ISIS people that are against Bashar Assad. So the thing is what we'll do is we go in and we destabilize all these areas, and then when ISIS rises up, then they have a scare tactic that they can use to get public support throughout. And this is something. There's a pattern of this. We armed, funded, and gave protection to the Taliban in a proxy war against Russia. We did the same thing with the Contras in South America. We arm, fund, and protect these extremist, right-wing, oftentimes extremist fundamentalist groups, religious fundamentalist groups, because we are in a bigger war against communism. The last thing the ruling class wants to do is share the wealth. They like this extreme, radical system we call capitalism, where they're able to extract the majority of wealth in our society and use it to their benefit against the society, against society's benefit. And we allow our government to work for our socially owned government. We allow to work for the private profits of the 1% at society's expense. All right? They have no power. They maintain an illusion of power. They make us think the government's broke so we don't rise up. They make us think that we have to burn it all down, or we can't get nothing done. We can't save lives. This is the opposite of progressive. This is regress.